wrote a book. So at what age you published this one book, and how did you get the idea to write that book?
I am not perfect. I am not the best. I am not that much successful, but I am at some kind of level. So those who are at the same level and those who are below me, I can help them to at least get to my level.
You are serving clients, you are helping clients, and you are very young age. Do people doubt on you कि हम कैसे आपसे help ले? You still very young. This kind of objection are you getting?
We all have our inner voice within us, and it can either destroy you or it can either make you into a very big person.
That you got opportunity to become an international speaker at one particular event. So would you like to share a bit about it? Like how did you get the opportunity? You are into class 12th. So that means in India we have a 12th board. You are your school days, then your the coaching business. How you are managing this time? Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Warrior Show. This is where we interview entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants who are expert in their niche. And in this amazing series of Entrepreneurs Show, today we have a super awesome guest with us. She is the youngest life coach in India at the age of 16. She is a business coach, international motivational speaker, and an author of the book, The Lion-Hearted Soul. She is on a mission to help women and teens live a life that they can be proud of. She believed that your mess can become your message, and in it once we are able to find that message. And she is a certified life coach at the youngest age and the youngest coach of Blair Singer. So if you don't know who Blair Singer is, go and do research on Google who Blair Singer is. So without further delay, let's have Gargi on the stage. She is the youngest life coach we have on our show. It's really awesome to have you on the show. So, Gary, can you please share a little bit about yourself on how you got started, your backstory?
Yes. So first of all, thank you so much for inviting me. It's an honor to be here, and welcome to all of you who are joining. Thank you so much for being there. Coming back to your question, my story started, I will come back to introduction after telling you my whole background. So my name is Gargi. My whole story started back in COVID pandemic when I lost someone I loved, not because of death, but because of some ego clashes in our family. And when someone leaves you, and especially when that person is very close to your heart, it really breaks the person so much. And similar was my story, similar was my condition. Every day in, day out, I used to cry. I used to sulk about the life I was living. I used to blame and complain about every person, including my parents, my friends, I didn't even left God. So every person I used to complain, blame. But one day came when my enough is enough moment came, and I was totally devastated by the whole situation of my life. And I made that decision one day when I was on the verge of giving up on my life. I told myself that, you know what, Gargi, either you do or you die. So I was not a kind of person who could, break up easily into pieces. I was not that kind of person who used to give up. So that kind of, motivation was there within me. And that day completely changed my life because I made one decision, and that decision was, I'm not going to look back. I'm going to take 100% responsibility no matter whether good is happening or whether bad is happening. So from there, the journey started with a motivation to just motivate myself and come out of that depression that I was having. But I never knew that I would be doing such work and helping people. Then I started writing a book called The Lion-Hearted Soul on my own experience. Then when it came out, in order to polish my skills, I started attending webinars. And I didn't know of Success Gyan till then. So I used to attend webinars which were happening at 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 12 a.m., at midnight. So I used to wake up to attend those calls. And in one of them, I got an opportunity to become an international speaker of an organization called EDGEWA HTC. So from then, till now a certified life coach, 16 years age. Also will be starting my 12th class from tomorrow. So this is how the journey is.
You are still in school, and so this is something really inspiration, by the way. She's in school in class 12 and doing such an incredible job like international speaker and doing so many different work that at the age of 15, 16, many of us didn't able to recognize, right? So, Tagi, you mentioned you wrote a book, The Lion-Hearted Soul. So, at what age you published this one book, and how did you get the idea to write that book? That कि मुझे तो book लिखनी है, right? कैसे आया ये idea? How did you get this idea?
Okay, so the Lion-Hearted Soul was basically I wrote at the age of 14. So from 13, I was facing the depression. In 2021, 16 September, it got published. So I never had the intention of writing a book. Now I didn't even believe in myself that I could write a book. So one day, I was making my own bucket list, something new I needed to do to, feel positive. So I was making that bucket list, all the things that I am going to do before I die. And I was searching on Google about this bucket list. So from someone else, it came the idea to write a book. And then I told my parents, asked my father what it takes to write a book, how to really go about it. So he just told, beta, you just start writing. Later we will see what you have written. So I started writing. I still have that, the first register where I started writing my own book. So from there, I had a message that every mess has a message, because I was suffering from the same thing. So those lessons which I have written in the book, they were not written in the intention, my intention was not to help other people as the first priority, but it was to help myself learn those lessons. So it was first me self-reflecting on my path, and then communicating the same message to the person who is going to read. And then it came out, so it was just like a dream which I never had my own dream. So it came from someone else's bucket list.
That's really powerful. That's really powerful because when we are sitting in plane, they may also mention first help yourself and then you can help anybody else. So that is what the same thing you did in your life. That's the same process you applied in your life, and you understand that method. That I help myself first. I understand the process. I understand the method, and that's the reason I was suffering from this issue, suffering from that challenge. So you started deciding कि I also go on this process and I'll help other people. I can serve more and more people. That's literally a powerful. You are a life coach, Gargi, right? So most people connect with the life coaches to solve their personal problem, to solve their particular problem they have. So what kind of problem you are solving as well, and how you are actually helping them?
Yes. So, just 1 minute before I answer your question, yes, I remember you from the day we met, Shloka. So, basically, coming back to your question, so sorry I forgot it. Answering
Okay,
the
no worries.
comment.
Yeah, no worries. So
Okay, I got it.
I'm
Life coach problems, right? Yes. Sorry. Okay, so coming back to the question, the problems that I solve is basically women who are in depression. So my journey started with helping teenagers. First, I was not able to solve any problem. I was not able to, get my target audience. So I started with teenagers. Then I started with women, basically on their mindset, limiting beliefs. What are the things that they are suffering through fear of judgment, fear of criticism, and all of those things. And now the things that I'm helping is trainers and coaches with their knowledge, so that they can implement it or put it in a proper curriculum and help more and more people. So my target audience for now has become women who are in depression with their limiting beliefs, and the second kind of audience that I'm helping is trainers and coaches to reach to more and more people and spread their message. So the mission is always service over self.
Nice. That's literally awesome. That's powerful. So you are serving clients, you are helping clients, and you are very young age. So do people doubt on you कि हम कैसे आपसे help ले? You still very young. So this kind of objection are you getting when you are going on sales call, when you are going on any webinars or any workshop? So do people is telling you this way कि आप हमको help नहीं कर सकते, you are not right person to at this age. You are not, so how you are handling that objection? I'm sure you are getting. I'm not sure
Yes,
you are
yes.
getting or not.
Yes, I'm getting. So, this story comes back to the first client that I had. She rejected me. So, I was on a clarity call with her. I was asking about her problems, and she was just trying to explain. And I told her that through my coaching, I can really help you. But because of my age, she didn't had that kind of trust with me, on me, and it was natural. Ki, how can a small girl help me? So I really felt bad after that first rejection. So that was the first ever experience. But you know what? After a few days, the same client, the same person came back to me. And now if you are going to see, she's a completely transformed person. So this was my first thing. And today also I get such kind of objections that Gargi, you are not even that kind of experienced person. How can we take help from you, or how can you help me? So the one thing that I always remember from one of my mentors is, I am not perfect, I am not the best, I am not that much successful, but I am still at some kind of level. So those who are at the same level and those who are below me, I can help them to at least get to my level. So that is the thing that I always tell, that even if you go to a third grader, he can help second one, he can help the first grader, he can help the Montessori wale kids. Similar is my case. So I am not the best, but I am still at a level where I can help who are below me. So this is what I say.
Yes, that's the true. That's what we also learn from our mentor, that key you can learn from somebody and you can teach the person who is just starting his journey or who is just one step behind you. So you can teach them. That's what we all are doing, right? And literally you are amazing. At this age, you are doing such an incredible job, and writing 4 books is not an easy job, because as I mentioned on the starting of the show itself, like 15 or 16, at the age of 15, 16, we didn't thought कि हम कुछ करेंगे life में, and you are doing such an incredible job, such an awesome. So guys, share your love in the chat box, in the comment section for Gargi, right? So you are providing life coaching, and where the most thing is, life coaching is overcoming from our own limiting belief, our own negative self-talk. So how someone can overcome from their own limiting belief, their own negative self-talk, that yes, मेरी ही चीजें मुझे रोक रही, but how someone can overcome from this kind of limiting belief?
Yes, so thank you for asking that question. The first thing, the first thing which always comes when it's the kind of limiting belief, we need to remember that our self-talk is the first thing which matters. So if someone comes and tells me that, you know what, Gargi, I don't like your videos, you are so bad in speaking, or something like this, they tell me in a very rude way. Rather than now it's up to me whether I accept the way the person has told or whether I reframe it. So if I know that I am making good videos, I know if my videos are helping people to change their lives or get to a new perspective, then my self-talk will be that, you know what, no matter what, I know I am doing a good job. So this faltu person doesn't matter to me. Now, the feedback always depends. So most of our limiting beliefs, from where do we get? 2 things, from our own mind, and second is from other people. If I talk from other people, then the first thing you need to change is your own self-talk. So depending on the kind of feedback that you are going to get, what you need to do is, whether this person is giving, whatever the person is saying, is he right or is she right? Is it what, like, whether it is right or not, whether it is acceptable or not. So if someone has given me a kind of limiting belief, you are not good at making videos. I know I'm good at making videos, I won't accept it. But if someone says that, you know what, your editing skills is still not good, so I accepted that my editing skills are not that much good. So I can reframe it depending on the person who is giving me that kind of limiting belief. So first is that perspective, and the second is, if it is coming from your own mind, start reframing it. What I do is, I always write my limiting beliefs on paper. If they matter, I change them. Let's say, suppose I used to believe at some point of time that, I can't do this work because my age is too small. Who is going to listen to me? So this was my limiting belief, and it proved to be right when my first client rejected me. So I started reframing it. I started to, tell myself that the world has not seen such kind of person. Let me be the first one to create this kind of impact. So that was the thing I changed. Now, if the limiting beliefs are like a khichdi, और वो कोई matter नहीं करती, I throw that paper in the dustbin. Go away from my life. So there are two kind of things. So if suppose you feel you can't do this, be the first person who can do this. This is what my key takeaway has always been on limiting beliefs.
That's really powerful. Be the first person who can do this. That's really powerful. And you did it. You perform it, right? And that's the powerful thing. Thank you for sharing this, by the way. At this age, at this young age, the level of maturity you have in your mind is really amazing. Thank you. Right? So you mentioned you shared with your parents when you write your first book. So when you started your journey and you started sharing that I am on this mission, I am started doing this. So how was the reaction of your father? I'm sure you started writing a book after some time, so they understand that you are doing this kind of thing. But when you started completely new, so how was your reaction from your family, from your parents? कि ये क्या चीज़ है? तुम अभी स्कूल में ध्यान दो, पढ़ाई पे ध्यान दो. And how did you?
Okay, so getting the trust on them was also not easy, because coaching is something new for every person. So when I got to know about Success Gyan, I was also shocked कि ये क्या profession है? What is this profession where we are like coaching other people? So this was also new. Until then, I had only 3 professions in mind: either a doctor, either an engineer, or either a teacher I want to become. But after going through that personal development webinars, I got to believe and trust in that coaching wali field. And when I myself started putting in the efforts, time, energy, I started feeling, yes, this is working. And yes, it is making me, feel awesome in my own heart that I'm helping other people. Now, when I told my parents that I want to be a life coach, or I want to be a coach, first their reaction was, ये क्या होता है? ये life coach क्या है? Similarly, when I told my friends, when they asked me once, Gargi, what do you want to become? I told them I want to be a life coach. Same reaction, ये क्या होता है? So, like getting to that perspective where I can explain them what is life coach was not easy. But the one thing I believe is, because my efforts were too much in this work, and my parents are watching me, my friends are watching me, the people around me are watching. So, like, it is silently speaking to them that Gargi is working hard. Gargi has a passion and enthusiasm for her topic, so she is going to make it big. So now my parents are really like, they tell me that, you know what, you can continue this passion of yours, we are there to support you. So reaching this is all the backstory of my mentors. Once Pooja Puneet ma'am also talked with my mother to explain her about coaching only, so she can trust a little bit on this part. Then from after talking with Pooja Puneet, my mother, my father got more inclined to this coaching that yes, it is working. So my mentor, my hard work, the kind of efforts that I'm putting, the courses that I'm learning from, it is all making the difference and silently speaking to all the people around me that yes, it is working.
That's really amazing. That's literally powerful. And at starting of your journey, starting of this live, you mentioned that you got opportunity to become an international speaker at one particular event. So would you like to share a bit about it? Like how did you get the opportunity? What was
Yes.
the event? Yes.
Okay, so I have a very I'm very fond of talking with foreigners. अब वो मुझे reason नहीं पता क्यों, but I don't know, whenever I see a foreigner, I automatically get a smile on my face and I tell Papa foreigner, Mummy foreigner. So this is natural. So since childhood I was like very fond of talking with foreigners. So what I did was when I was looking for these webinars in order to polish on my skills, suddenly a page popped up on my screen because whatever you are going to look, your phone is going to show the same thing, which
Right.
algorithms are there. So on internet I found this person, Chris Baldwin. So Chris Baldwin was the name, and he's a TEDx speaker. He keeps these webinars where you can interact. So it was like we needed to give our introduction, we needed to talk with people and share whatever we have done in life. So I
Yeah.
just joined that webinar only for the purpose of talking to foreigners. So when I joined, and on that day I was feeling very lazy. मेरा बिल्कुल मन नहीं था, but just because of foreigners I joined that webinar, and there I was the youngest one. So at that point I think I was 13 or 14. So, I was 14. So at that point, I was the youngest to attend their webinar. And when I started speaking about my journey, all the people started crying. They were having tears that how a small girl is having, such a huge mission. And at that point of time, it was still the starting. I only wrote one book. So I just told them what I want to do. After that, tears were rolling down from everyone's eyes, and people were applauding for me so much. And one person was there, Richard Farouk Bosman. So he is the founder of Edjoa HTC. He wrote in chat box that please connect Gargi with me. So the next day, Chris sir, who was the founder, whose webinar I was attending, he connected me with Richard sir, and then their company Edjoa HTC had a meeting with my parents. So yes, on that day itself, it was the starting of 2021, and for the first time I made vision board. I made my vision board in December end, so approximately I think 25 or 26 December, and the one major picture I put in the center was to become a motivational speaker. On 4 January that webinar was. On 8 January my parents got in touch with Edjoa HTC, and on 17 January I finally became an international speaker and I started giving talks, online conferences. So it was the first time that vision board worked, and since then I have been following. So this is how I became that speaker, international one.
A huge round of applause for you on this
Thank
particular
you.
for everything, but this is something really powerful. It shows your passion, that how passionate you are for your particular work. Because see, people started on 15, 16, and it is not hard nowadays at this current scenario, but with continuous process, with consistency, they are not putting that much effort. So for you are consistent with your passion, you know that this is something I want to do, and no matter what, I want to achieve this, and really awesome thing, right? So you mentioned you are into class 12th. So that means in India we have a 12th board you are. So how you are your school days, then your the coaching business, how you are managing this time, like starting of the
Okay.
day of the
Yes.
day, how you are managing.
So like my 12th is starting from tomorrow. So it was the holidays that I was enjoying since a long time after 11th exams. So from tomorrow school is reopening. So on how I manage these things, now I'm very like every single day the one thing I always have in my code of honor which we learned in TTT also is show up no matter what. So this is and the one thing which is helping me to grow is only my consistency of showing up. So how I manage is every single day, like now school days are going to be back. So on my working days, my schedule is like I wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning. So from 4 to around 5:30 it's my morning routine where I do reading, where I write my ideas of how can I grow more, where I do gratitude, where I just like to do something which inspires me or uplifts me. So starting the day with a positive note and in solitude, spending time with me. Then from 7 to around 2 it's my school time, so then I come at 3 p.m. So first my parents, the reason of me balancing all of this is my parents have already strictly told me that Gargi, you can't continue your passion if you go down in your studies. So it becomes a natural way for me to balance both, because I cannot live a day where I don't do this work. So even if you don't give me water and food, I will manage, but I can't manage without doing this work. So for me to do the work, it becomes natural to balance my studies at the same time, because my parents have already told me the boundaries I need to cope up with. So this is how I balance. So my main thing for balancing is first the boundary that I've already received from parents, and the second is my morning routine, which holds me, capable of I can cope up with all of it. So it becomes like training my mind for all the things that are going to come up.
That's amazing. That's really nice. And it's all because of your uh, consistency, number one, as well as the support that you are getting from your parents. And waking up at 4 a.m. is really an awesome thing, because for me it's not. I'm still try to wake up at 6, 7, and yeah, I'll try to manage, but it's really amazing for waking up at 4 a.m. Hats off to you. Thank you. Right?
Thank
So
you.
you are in a school and you have friends in a school. So कैसे how you are sharing with them like I am doing this kind of things, and or how they are feeling, you have a good friends connection with them, और वो sometimes they are feeling good कि नहीं, या फिर they feel कि ये अच्छी नहीं है. How you are managing the friendship with your schools, with your school friends?
Yes. Okay. So yes.
One or not?
Again, a very nice question. So basically, like when I started, I could feel that some of the friends were not really happy with the work I was doing. But it was earlier. Earlier, since childhood, I never made a best friend. And even if the best friend was made, somehow either they got transferred or the friendship broke. So something would happen and my best friend would leave me alone. So it's the pattern that I always had. So even after doing this work, when I initially started, I didn't get any kind of, that much support from my friends. Only a couple of them were there to support and cheer for me. That I felt. So after that, from 11th, I have my very best friends. Like they always support me. They are always there for me. Whenever I want to talk with them, I can. So the one thing that I've observed in this journey of me working on myself and doing this work is, from the friends I never expected I can get respect. Now they they have started respecting me. So this is, I feel, as a person, not a coach, not any other, like the role I play, but as an individual, I think the first win of me is always the respect that I felt I never got, and now I've started to get. So this is the first thing, and yes, like staying with those few best friends is all I can ask for this life. So because they are simply awesome.
Yes, true. We are a community where we help each other, so we don't need to depend on any other out of the network and all. Really awesome. So one question from me, which is might be helpful for the people who wants to become like you. Like you are a life coach, certified life coach. So if somebody want to become a certified life coach, if they also want to be follow the path that you are already on, how they can start their journey? What is the first ever step they need to follow to become this, become a person like you?
Okay, so the first step that will tell you, if you, so first is don't become like me, because I sometimes hurt my own self by reacting sometimes. So first is don't become like me. You can take inspiration from me, but come up with your own uniqueness. So first thing is, we all have a story, we all have one message. So the first is, start finding that one message. It's not that I don't have other messages to share apart from your is a message. I also have many other messages, but this one is a major one because it is congruent to my backstory, from where I faced depression. I was there in it for around 6 months. So that was the thing. So first is, find your story, find your one message. Then second is, see how can you start creating this mass movement. So when I started, I was not focused on who to help. As a coach, you need to define your target audience. But before you, go on this journey, because it will be overwhelming, it will create confusion for you. So before you get onto your target audience, the only focus of me was how can I create this movement. Because remember this part, that everything starts with one man. And when you start spreading the message along, when the people are joining you, then it becomes a community mission. Then it becomes like a vision. Like Mahatma Gandhi, he started with one single message and so many people joined him along the way. So the first is, find your story, find your one message. Social media is the best way to create mass movement or revolution. Use it for a good purpose. Most of us are consuming every single time. कुछ नहीं कर रहे, तो phone देख के we are consuming content. Why to consume content when you can actually create? You have experience. So start creating content. 1 minute videos. If you are not confident with 5 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, start with seconds. Then minutes. Then you can, if suppose you are taking sessions, then it can become hours. So don't focus on the quantity that मैं कितना बोलूँ. Only focus on the quality. कि जो भी मैं बोलूँगी, it will impact some or the other person. So that is the second thing. And last is, be a lifelong learner. For me, like since last 2 years, I have become a full-fledged lifelong learner. I am a student more rather than a coach, because I love to learn. So if you suppose want to, become someone meaningful, and you really want to do a purposeful work and live a meaningful life, start working on yourself. So 3 things. First, find your story, find your message. Start creating revolution through your one social media. Only start with one, otherwise it will become too much. When you are consistent with one social media, get to another. So I started with YouTube first, and then I moved on to Instagram. And then after that, you always keep on learning to find something new. So these are the 3 steps.
Powerful. So guys, this is step that you can implement into your life and become whatever you want to become. Like if you want to become life coach, follow the method that Gargi shared. If you want to become something else, you can start working on yourself. And the message she just shared, become a lifelong learner. That is literally a powerful and most important thing in your journey. The day you stop learning, the day is your stop growing. That's the point. So you have to keep learning yourself. You have to keep improving on your own self, right? So this is the point. So Gargi, what do you like the most at are you watching any TV serial, music, movies? What do you like? Like you are completely into business or something else activities you also like to do.
Yes, so my first thing is like my movie days are Saturdays and Sundays mostly. So because it's holiday also, and mostly I try to keep myself free on Sundays or Saturday nights because it's a movie time for me and I love watching movies of Akshay Kumar. So he's my favorite actor. The next is like how do I also relax is when you have a pet in home, you know you will do some fun. So when like my mentor gifted me on my birthday or on 21 Jan, so since then the fun which somehow I used to miss, it has got back. So because of Bruce, thanks to him for bringing that fun, and because he's totally a stress buster. He's so cute. I just like to, uh, always play with him, keep playing with him. So at the same time, he's also a distraction when you are taking sessions. So third thing on how I like to, like come back into the my own world is to relax and enjoy and have fun. Third is whenever I feel that something is like I really want some new activity, I either start drawing or painting, or I'm also Casio, player. So I play Casio. So whenever I want to, I just take it out and play it. Or the next thing is for me dance. So dance becomes another activity. So these four things, they are my another passions.
Amazing. Yes, I'm also a fan of Akshay Kumar, so definitely I can. That's amazing. So thank you so much, Gargi, for sharing such an insightful journey, such a great information, and really kudos to you for such an incredible work that you are doing at very young age. You are really an inspiration for so many of us. So thank you so much. And guys, if you are watching us live, just go on Gargi profile and start following her. She is doing such an awesome job and you are going to love what she is doing at this age. So, yeah, Gargi, before we close the live, before we close this show, any message you want to share with the people who wants to do something in their life, but they are still on their own limiting belief? Any one message, two message, three message, anything?
Okay, so my last one message will be that we all have our inner voice within us, and it can either destroy you or it can either make you into a very big person. So I feel most of our inner voices, if we really dig deep, they are here to make us, not break us. So hold on to that inner voice no matter how scary it feels. You are also a coach, I am also a coach, and it's not easy to show up every single day. It's not easy to, stay in front of laptop for hours and hours and do the work. It's not easy and it can never be. It is scary when you do a sales webinar and people don't show up. It's another scariest thing to do. So I have faced so many webinars where no one really showed up or no one exactly bought. So at that point of time, these are the scariest moments or the edge where we try to give up. But the one thing is, क्या ही हो जाएगा अगर आप उस इनर वॉइस को फॉलो कर भी रहे हो, कुछ हो भी जाता है बीच में, चैलेंजेस आर देयर, क्या हो जाएगा? थोड़ी सी डांट पड़ जाएगी किसी से, इफ सपोज योर पेरेंट्स आर देयर, योर फ्रेंड्स आर देयर, डांट पड़ जाएगी अगर ज्यादा काम करो, अगर कुछ अगर फन ना करो लाइफ में, तो समवन विल ट्राई टू पोक try to poke that, you know what, you are always in front of laptop, not doing any work, and then one day you will die. So everything has a time. कब तक
Yes.
बोले, कब तक कोई इंसान आपको टोकता ही रहेगा, कब तक आपको कोई क्रिटिसाइज ही करता रहेगा. सो इट्स ऑल फॉलोइंग योर इनर वॉइस. तो अगर आप उसको सीधा होल्ड ऑन करके एक करेज लेवल अपने आप पे लाओगे दैट यस आई कैन डू दिस नो मैटर व्हाट. इट्स नॉट इजी फॉर मी आल्सो, इट्स नॉट इजी फॉर यू आल्सो, इट्स नॉट इजी फॉर एनी ऑफ अस. बट इफ यू होल्ड ऑन टू दैट वॉइस, it will take you to something that you can never imagine. So the one secret success of mine is always that I listen to my inner voice. I don't listen to any other person's opinions, judgments, criticism, because you know, if you want to come up or overcome this fear of judgment, stop judging people. The reason is simple. Stop judging people, stop judging yourself, because when you judge someone else, you are exactly judging your own self, because you have those unrealistic standards in your mind कि मुझे सब कुछ perfect चाहिए, और आपको पता है लाइफ में कुछ perfect हो ही नहीं सकता. So this is my one last message.
Such a powerful message you just shared. Literally such an awesome message you shared, and really inspiring to talk with you. It's really great message you shared, and what can I say, but really awesome. Guys, again I'm saying you show your love in the chat box. Share what is the one biggest takeaway of yours in your mind, and if you are still limiting belief, if you are still doubting on yourself, see on her and start working on yourself. Just work. That's the thing. And because of her consistency, because of her work ethics, she is on that particular place where she is making a lot of impact. So that's the big message that we have. And thank you so much, Gargi, for being on the show. Literally awesome to have you on the show. Thank you so much. Looking forward to connect with you once again. Till then, have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you so much for inviting me, and thank you everyone for joining. Means a lot.
Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Literally awesome. So till then, bye bye. I'll join you with another episode with such an incredible story and show.